Veritas by Bajarican. First things first. Quote, don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. Unquote. Proverbs 23, verse 4. You don't have to be a person of faith, any faith, to understand the value of wisdom. If you take the biblical verse I just quoted as the wise and profound comments of a highly respected person in history, then we have a basis for discussion. Of course, if you dismiss the quote because you consider it religiously based, then you shouldn't quote or believe in anyone from the past centuries. After all, I'm not so sure you know them personally. So how do you decide who to believe and who not to believe, who to quote, who not to quote? When I have an opportunity to speak with students or young managers, my emphasis is, quote, find your passion, unquote. Earning a hefty salary and hating your job is just not worth it. Working in a career you truly hate just because it's the family business or it's what you were told is your destiny is not worth it. The goal should always be to follow a path that, one, fulfills you. For me, this meant working in the food service industry. For my partner, Yvonne, the retail industry was her passion. Several times in my career, I stepped down from a well-paid position to work in an environment where I felt the office feeling accomplished something in me, where at the end of the workday, I felt completed. The goal should always be to follow a path that, too, is your passion. For several years, I hosted students interested in the food service industry. After touring our commercial kitchen, I would speak to them by using the following sentence, quote, if you're in this business just to make money, get out, unquote. For some people, working is a means to an end. People may work to earn an income that helps them live their passion. This approach is not necessarily wrong. If you're not miserable working to live your passion, go for it. But if all you want is the money and you're miserable, why earn $50 an hour to pay a counselor $40 an hour? It doesn't make sense. The goal should always be follow a path that is your character. Have you ever worked with someone you thought did not belong in the same workplace? Maybe they argued with coworkers, yelled at customers, or even threw things in anger. At the end of the workday, you were left asking, why are they working here? At least twice in my career, I fired a highly talented individual whose family had a career of working in the food service industry. And as a child of a career food service person, they simply walked into the same career path. Yet these talented managers showed a lack of passion and commitment to what they were doing. After their termination, they ended up working in a field that was their passion. Guess what? They were very successful and happy. Yvonne spent over 25 years in the fashion industry. This included retail sales, salesperson to major department stores, and overseeing a multi-million-dollar distribution center, shipping millions of dollars in merchandise across the U.S. When Yvonne relocated to another state, she left the fashion industry and began working in the healthcare field. 5 years later, she has received both recognition and promotion from her organization. She loves what she is doing and is still passionate about helping others to succeed. Two different fields, the same passionate success. Oh, by the way, she is earning less than she did in the fashion industry but she is very happy. It isn't about the money. I challenge you, tomorrow, spend some time thinking about where you are and where you are headed. Are you passionate about what you are doing? Are you happy at least 80% of the time when you arrive from home? After all, we can all have a bad day. Do you resent life at the beginning of your workday? Do you look at the clock when you start, hoping the day will end quickly? Life is way too short to be wasted on anger and disappointment. Maybe it's time to consider a different path. Maybe it's time to consider a career change. This is Veritas by Bajarican. Be blessed.